Good day everyone, I'm Leo.
I'm Eileen.
I'm ADEENA. And our group today will be presenting on PPPM 2013 to 2025
for the course GPPP1092 for Task 3 presentation.
In this presentation, we'll be talking about what is PPPM 2013 to 2025, why does it matter,
implication for passionate teachers.
Firstly, what is PPPM 2013 to 2025? To begin, let me walk you through what the Malaysia Education Blueprint actually is. The Malaysia Education Blueprint, or better known as PPPM, Pelan Pembangunan Pendidikan Malaysia, was officially launched in September 2013 by the Ministry of Education Malaysia. But before it was launched, the government actually spent nearly 2 years researching and consulting with thousands of people, such as teachers, parents, students, academics, and even international education experts, just to understand what was working and what wasn't in our education system. So, what exactly is it? At its core, PPPM 2013 to 2025 is a comprehensive 12-year National Education Transformation Plan. It was created because Malaysia recognized that the world was changing rapidly. Globalization and digitalization and the demands of the 21st century economic meant that the old way of educating students was simply no longer enough. Malaysia needed a bold structured plan to future-proof its education system. The blueprint covers every single level of education, from preschool all the way to upper secondary. It affects every school, every classroom, and every teacher in the country. It is not just a policy document sitting on a shelf somewhere. It is a living framework that actively guides how schools are run, how teachers are trained, and how students are accessed. What makes PPPM especially significant is that it was benchmarked against the world's best education systems, countries like Finland, South Korea, Singapore, and Japan. Malaysia studied what made these systems successful and adapted those lessons to fit our own cultural and national context. The blueprint is structured around 3 waves of transformation. The first wave, from 2013 to 2015, focuses on understanding the current state of education and making quick improvements. The second wave, from 2016 to 2020, focuses on accelerating system reforms. And the third wave, from 2021 to 2025, focuses on achieving excellence, where the system should largely run its own momentum, driven by highly competent schools, teachers, and leaders. In summary, PPPM 2013 to 2025 is Malaysia's most ambitious and far-reaching education reform plan to date. It represents the government's commitment to ensure that every Malaysian child, regardless of background, location, or ability, has access to a high-quality education that prepares them for the challenges and opportunities of the modern world. With that foundation in mind, let me pass it to Eileen, who will walk us through the main educational aspirations outlined in this blueprint.
Good day, I am Eileen, and right now I will be presenting on the main educational aspirations. One of the key components of the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013 to 2025 PPPM is the development of 6 student aspirations. These aspirations represent the qualities that the Malaysian education system aims to cultivate in every student so that they are prepared not only for academic success but also for the challenges of the 21st century. The first aspiration is knowledge. Students are expected to have a strong academic foundation in core subjects like mathematics, science, and languages. However, knowledge in this context goes beyond memorizing facts. It focuses on ensuring that students truly understand concepts so that they can apply their learning in real-life situations. The second aspiration is thinking skills. In today's rapidly changing world, students must be able to think critically, creatively, and analytically. This means that they should be able to evaluate information, solve complex problems, and generate new ideas. As a result, the education system increasingly emphasizes higher order thinking skills, or HOTS, in classroom learning and assessments. The third aspiration is leadership skills. Students are encouraged to develop qualities such as teamwork, communication, and responsibility. Through group projects, co-curricular activities, and student leadership opportunities, they learn how to collaborate with others and contribute positively to their communities. The fourth aspiration is bilingual proficiency. Students are expected to achieve a strong command of both Bahasa Melayu and English. This is important because Bahasa Melayu strengthens national identity, while English enables students to participate effectively in global communication, education, and employment. The fifth aspiration is ethics and spirituality. Education is not only about intellectual development, but also about character building. Students are guided to develop strong moral values, integrity, empathy, and a sense of responsibility towards others. Finally, the sixth aspiration is national identity. The education system aims to nurture a sense of unity, patriotism, and appreciation for Malaysia's diverse cultures and traditions. This helps students understand their role as responsible citizens who contribute to national harmony and development. Overall, these six aspirations demonstrate that the goal of education in Malaysia is not only to produce academically successful students, but to develop holistic individuals who are knowledgeable, ethical, and capable of leading the nation into the future.
Moving on to what Malaysia wants to achieve in education. According to the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013 to 2025, also known as Pelan Pembangunan Pendidikan Malaysia (PPPM), Malaysia aims to transform its education system so that it can produce students who are not only academically successful but also well-rounded individuals. The blueprint recognized that education should not focus solely on examination results or academic achievements. Instead, it emphasizes the development of the whole person. This means that students should grow intellectually, emotionally, socially, morally, and physically. In other words, the education system aims to nurture students who are knowledgeable, skilled, confident, ethical, and responsible members of society. One of the main goals of PPPM is to develop students who possess a wide range of important competencies. These include strong academic knowledge, critical and creative thinking skills, leadership abilities, bilingual proficiency, good moral values, and a strong sense of national identity. These competencies are often referred to as the 6 students' aspiration outlined in the blueprint. By focusing on these areas, the Malaysia education system aims to prepare students not only for examination but also for real-life challenges in the modern world. Students are expected to become independent thinkers who can solve problems, communicate effectively, work collaboratively with others, and contribute positively to their communities. Another important goal of the blueprint is to improve students' outcomes so that Malaysian students can perform at international standards. Countries are often compared based on the performance of their education system. Therefore, Malaysia wants its students to be able to compete with students from other countries in terms of knowledge, skills, and innovation. The blueprint emphasizes improving learning quality so that students can perform better in international assessment and demonstrate higher levels of understanding and problem-solving ability. This goal reflects Malaysia's ambition to build a highly educated and globally competitive workforce that can contribute to the country's economic and social development. In addition to improving academic performance, the PPPM also places strong emphasis on equity in education. One of the key goals is to ensure equal access to quality education for all students across the country. Malaysia is a diverse nation with students coming from different backgrounds, including urban and rural communities, different socio-economic groups, and various cultural and linguistic backgrounds. The blueprint recognized that every child deserves the opportunity to receive a good education, regardless of where they live or their family background. Therefore, the government aims to reduce educational inequalities by improving school facilities, providing additional resources, and ensuring that students in less developed areas to receive the support that they need to succeed.
Next, we will be talking about why does PPPM matter? Next, we will look at why the aspirations in the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013 to 2025 PPPM are important and why they play a crucial role in shaping the future of education in Malaysia. First, these aspirations are important because they prepare students for the future. In today's rapidly changing and globalized world, students need more than just academic knowledge. They must also develop skills such as critical thinking, creativity, and problem solving. These abilities allow students to analyze information, adapt new challenges, and generate innovative solutions. By emphasizing thinking skills and leadership abilities, the education system aims to produce students who are not only knowledgeable but also capable of contributing meaningfully to society and the workforce. Second, the aspirations help move the education system beyond exam-oriented learning. Traditionally, education has often focused heavily on memorization and examination. However, the blueprint promotes a more holistic approach to learning. It encourages the development of communication skills, collaboration, creativity, and character. This means that students are not only evaluated based on their academic results, but also on their ability to work with others, express their ideas confidently, and apply knowledge in real-life situations. As a result, learning becomes more meaningful and engaging for students. Third, these aspirations contribute to national development. Education plays a significant role in shaping responsible and capable citizens. By emphasizing ethics, spirituality, and national identity, the blueprint aims to nurture individuals who are morally grounded and socially responsible. These individuals will eventually become leaders, professionals, and innovators who contribute to Malaysia's economic growth, social harmony, and national progress. Finally, the aspirations help improve the overall quality of education. By raising teaching standards, strengthening school leadership, and promoting inclusive learning environments, the education system can better support the diverse needs of students. This ensures that every student, regardless of their background, has the opportunity to receive quality education and reach their full potential. Overall, these aspirations are important because they guide the transformation of Malaysia's education system towards producing holistic, skilled, and responsible individuals who are prepared for the challenges of the future.
Next, how these goals shape the education system. The goals outlined in the Malaysian Education Blueprint has a significant influence on how the education system operates. These goals shape many aspects of the system, including the design of the curriculum, teaching, and learning methods in classroom. First, the curriculum has been redesigned to support the development of students in a more balanced and holistic way. In the past, education system often focused heavily on examination and memorization of information. However, the PPPM encouraged a shift toward developing higher order thinking skills. Students are encouraged to analyze information, solve problems creatively, and apply the knowledge to real-world situations. As a result, classroom activities are designed to be more engaging and interactive, allowing students to participate actively in their own learning process. In addition to academic knowledge, the curriculum also focuses on developing important life skills. These include communication skills, leadership abilities, teamwork, creativity, and ethical decision making. Students are encouraged to express their ideas, collaborate with others, and explore new ways of thinking. This approach helps prepare them not only for academic success, but also for the challenges they may face in their future careers and personal lives. Second, the education system places a strong emphasis on improving teaching quality. Teachers are encouraged to adopt more modern and student-centered teaching approaches. Instead of simply delivering information through lectures, teachers are expected to create learning experiences that actively involve students. For example, teachers may use group discussion, project-based learning, problem-solving activities to make the lessons more engaging. These teaching methods allow students to think more deeply about what they are learning and develop a better understanding of the subject matter. Technology also plays an increasingly important role in the education system. PPPM promotes the integration of digital tools and resources in the classroom to support learning. Digital platforms, educational software, and online resources can help students access information more easily and allow teachers to create more dynamic and interactive lessons. By incorporating technology into teaching and learning, schools can better prepare students for a digital technology-driven world. Another major focus of the blueprint is reducing the gap between urban and rural schools. In many countries, students living in rural areas may have fewer educational opportunities compared to those in urban areas. The PPPM aims to address this issue by providing additional support to schools in less developed regions. This includes improving schools' infrastructures, providing better learning materials, and ensuring that qualified teachers are available in those schools. Finally, the education system also aims to promote national unity and shared values among students. Schools are seen as important spaces where young people from different backgrounds come together. Through various classroom activities, school programs, and co-curricular events, students learn to appreciate Malaysia's culture's diversity while developing a strong sense of belonging to the nation. These experiences help foster mutual respect and understanding among students from different communities.
Now, while it's great to talk about goals and aspirations, what really matters is what actually changed because of PPPM. What are the policies and reforms that came out of this blueprint? The answer is a lot. PPPM triggered some of the most significant curriculum and policy changes Malaysia's education system has ever seen. And I'm going to walk you through the most important ones. Firstly, let's talk about curriculum reform. One of the biggest changes was the introduction of Curriculum Standard Sekolah Menengah, or KSSM, which replaced the older KBSM curriculum at secondary school level. At the same time, at primary school level, the Curriculum Standard Sekolah Rendah, or KSSR, was revised and strengthened. This new curricula moved away from pure memorization and rote learning, and instead placed a much stronger emphasis on higher order thinking skills, or what we call HOTS. Students are now expected to analyze, evaluate, and create, not just recall facts. Secondly, teacher training and professional development saw a massive overhaul. The blueprint recognized that you cannot transform an education system without first transforming the people running it. As a result, the Institute Pendidikan Guru, or IPG, upgraded its program to produce more well-rounded future-ready teachers. Continuous professional development became mandatory. This means that teachers are now required to keep learning and upgrading their skills throughout their careers. This is a direct result of PPPM. Third, PPPM pushed strongly for the integration of technology and digital tools in education. This gave a rise to initiatives like the One Bestari Net project, which aimed to connect all schools with high-speed internet, and the introduction of digital content and virtual learning environments in classrooms. The COVID-19 pandemic actually highlighted just how important this shift is. Schools that had embraced digital tools were far better equipped to continue teaching online. Fourth, the blueprint introduced a stronger focus on schools' leaderships. Principals and headmasters were given more autonomy but also held to higher accountability standards. The school improved Specialist Coaches Plus, or SISC Plus, a program that was introduced to provide on-the-ground support to teachers directly in their classrooms. And finally, PPPM introduced a more holistic assessment system, the removal of SPM and PT3 examinations, and in recent years is a direct reflection of PPPM's vision, moving away from high-stakes exam and towards continuous holistic assessment that captures a full development of a student. All of these changes tells us one thing clearly. PPPM was not just words on paper. It produced real structural change that has reshaped how education works in Malaysia today.
Third point for this presentation is implications for passionate teachers. So, how PPPM affect teachers? One of the major changes introduced by the blueprint is the establishment of higher standards for teacher recruitment. The goal is to ensure that only high-quality candidates enter the teaching profession. By selecting individuals who demonstrate strong academic ability, dedication, and passion for teaching, the education system aims to build a more capable and professional teaching workforce. Once teachers enter the profession, PPPM emphasizes that the importance of continuous professional development. Teaching is not a static profession. It requires teachers to constantly update their knowledge and skills in order to keep up with the new educational approaches and technological advancement. Therefore, teachers are encouraged to participate in various training programs, workshops, and professional learning communities. These opportunities allow teachers to share experience, learn new teaching strategies, and improve their classroom practices. Another important change is to shift towards student-centered learning. Under PPPM, teachers are expected to move away from traditional teaching methods that rely heavily on lectures and memorization. Instead, they are encouraged to create learning environments where students can actively participate in the learning process. Teachers guide students to ask questions, explore ideas, and think critically about the emotion they encounter. This approach helps students become more independent learners who can analyze problems and develop their own solutions. The blueprint also introduced improved system for evaluating teachers' performances. Teacher evaluation is not intended to punish teachers, but rather to help them identify areas where they can improve. Feedback from evaluation can help teachers refine the teaching method, strengthen their subject knowledge, and enhance their ability to support student learning. In addition to improving teachers' practices, PPPM also provides more opportunities for career growth. Teachers can pursue different career pathways depending on their interests and strengths. For example, some teachers may choose to become instructional leaders, mentors for new teachers, or specialists in particular subjects. Others may move into leadership roles such as school administrator or educational policymakers. These opportunities make the teaching profession more dynamic and rewarding. Overall, PPPM encourages teachers to become more professional, reflective, and innovative. Teachers are not only responsible for delivering lessons but also for inspiring students, guiding their development, and preparing them for future challenges. By strengthening teacher quality and providing continuous support, the blueprint aims to ensure that students receive the best possible education.
So, we have established what PPPM is, why it matters, and how it affects teachers. But this brings us to a deeply important question. What kind of teacher does PPPM actually demand? What qualities must a passionate teacher possess to truly live up to this blueprint's vision? PPPM paints a very clear picture of the ideal teacher, and it goes far beyond someone who simply knows their subject well. Let me break it down to you into 3 core qualities. The first quality is competence. A competent teacher under PPPM is someone who has deep mastery, not just of their subject matter, but also of modern pedagogy. They understand how children learn, how to differentiate instructions for different types of learners, and how to design lessons that develop higher order thinking skills. Competence also means being digitally literate, knowing how to use technology not just as a tool, but as a way to enhance and enrich the learning experience. In short, a competent teacher is one who is always growing, always learning, and never satisfied with standing still. The second quality is resilient. Teaching is one of the most demanding professions in the world, and PPPM has only raised those demands further. A resilient teacher is one who can adapt, who sees curriculum changes, new assessments, and evolving student needs not as burdens, but as opportunities to grow. Resilience means showing up every day with energy and commitment, even when the challenges feel overwhelming. It means not giving up on a struggling student, not giving up on a difficult class, and not giving up on yourself as an educator. The third quality is passion. And this is perhaps the most important one of all. PPPM's vision cannot be achieved by teachers who are simply going through the motions. It requires teachers who genuinely care about their students, about craft, and about the future of this nation. A passionate teacher inspires curiosity. They make students feel seen and valued. They go beyond the syllabus because they understand that education is not just about passing exams. It's about helping human beings. Competence, resilience, and passion. These are not just nice qualities to have. According to PPPM, they are the absolute foundation of what it means to be a truly effective teacher in Malaysia today. I'll now pass it over to Eileen for our final part.
To better understand what it means to be a competent, resilient, and passionate teachers, we can look at several inspiring real-life examples from Malaysian educators. First, a competent teacher demonstrates strong subject knowledge, innovative teaching strategies, and the ability to integrate technology into learning. One example is Isabel Wong Min Chiat from SMK Dato Jafar. Together with her team, she developed a chemistry learning application that is now used by more than 200,000 people worldwide. In addition, she led a group of students to win a gold medal at the World Robot Olympiad. She also heads the Empower STEM Education Center, which provides robotics training, eco-STEM projects, and soft skills workshops for students. Her work shows how a competent teacher not only delivers content effectively, but also creates innovative learning opportunities that prepare students for future-ready STEM skills. Next, a resilient teacher is someone who continues to provide meaningful learning experiences despite challenges or limitations. A powerful example is Sean Stanley Anthony Das, a recipient of the Rise Educator Award in 2024. He works with Orang Asli students in Perak, where educational resources can sometimes be limited. Instead of allowing these challenges to restrict learning, he introduced flight simulators and environmental conservation projects to spark students' curiosity and interest in science and technology. His efforts demonstrate how resilience allows teachers to adapt creatively and transform obstacles into opportunities for meaningful learning. Finally, a passionate teacher goes beyond the traditional role of teaching to genuinely support students' growth and future opportunities. One example is Siti Ainul Murshida Shamsuddin from SMK Orchid Desa. As a special education teacher, she makes English language learning more interactive and engaging for students with special needs. She also developed the Peka OKU digital platform, which has benefited more than 300 students nationwide by providing access to scholarships, training programs, and career opportunities through an AI-powered chatbot. Overall, these examples show that teachers play a vital role in turning educational aspirations into real impact. Through competence, resilience, and passion, educators can transform classrooms and empower students to reach their full potential. Thank you.
This is our references. That's all from us. I'm Leo.
I'm Eileen.
I'm ADEENA.
Thank you.